Hey everyone, this is Raz from Chartbrew, and in this video I'm gonna give you a short preview of the platform. Starting off, this is the dashboard view that a team can see, and as you can see from here we have different kind of visualizations, from KPIs to line charts to bar charts and so on. And on top of this, the data is different from chart to another. You can see we have financial data, we have product data over here and over here, and also visitors data. So as you can imagine, this data comes from different data sources, and we can see it in another page over here. You can see currently I have multiple API connections, MySQL connections, and also one to customer IO here. So the beauty of Chartbrew is that you can gather all this data from different sources and put it all on a dashboard like this, or multiple dashboards as you wish. And if you want to share this data with others outside of your team, that's also possible through the client reports. So if I go over to the dashboard report over here, you can see it's kind of a different view and more personalized. So in this case I have my own logo, I can customize the title and description, I can put whatever chart I want from here. So even though I have a number of charts on my team dashboard, I don't necessarily need to include everything in the client report. And you can see these are all live charts, so clients can interact with it, or other stakeholders can interact with it, and can be shared over here through in multiple ways. So for example, in this case my dashboard is public, so everybody can see it, but it can also be password protected, or can even be made completely private if that's what you wish. And on top of this, you can also embed this client report on different sites. So if you have your own website, you can just copy and paste this code in your code base, and it will load the client report in an iframe. Okay, so now let me show you how you can create the chart, so you can see the chart builder. To do this, we're gonna create a new project from scratch. Or let's actually create a template. So I'm going to create a template from this dashboard over here and call it Open Stats. Save this. And now it tells us that the template was saved. So I go back to my user dashboard. Over here you can see I have a lot of other projects. So the dashboard you saw before is just one of them, but I have obviously way more over here. Okay, so let's create a new project, and I'm going to name this Chartbrew Preview. And instead of creating an empty project, I'm going to use the template I just saved called OpenStats. I'm going to save this over here, and I'm not going to create all the charts. I'm just going to create a few. Let's say monthly signups, revenue, and visitors and MRR. Okay, so now I generate this template, and in a few seconds Chartbrew is gonna generate a template with the connections and charts they chosen. And here we go. We have the charts from the other dashboard that I've showed you. And here I have the connections. So currently it's only using MySQL connection and a bunch of API connections to Simple Analytics, Stripe, Chartmogul, and some support API that I have. And here you can customize the layout of these charts as well, and also the size. So for example, if I want to fill up this space, I can go to size and select large, and it will fill it up. And now let me show you the chart builder. So let's add a new chart. And for this chart, I'm gonna, let's say I'm gonna show the signups in the last month. And also how many signups have activated their trial. So signups in the last not. This is just a description of the chart. In order to show the signups, I'll need to connect to my database, my product database. So I select the MySQL database, you can see here from the icon, and click on make request. And here, because it's a MySQL connection, I get to write SQL code. So I just write select ID and created at from user. So I select ID and created that because I want to create a time series. So I need some unique field and a date field to know when that user has signed up. If I run this query, I should I forgot to. The tables are case sensitive. And here I can see a preview in JSON format of the data. And let's go and build the chart. And you can see that Chartbrew already selected some of the fields. So I have on the x-axis, I have the date field, created that. And on the y-axis, I have a count of IDs for each date. And let's select, let me move my camera. Let's select the last 30 days because we only want the signups in the last 30 days. Select it over here. And yeah, here we go, the last 30 days. Now, I want to also show how many of these signups activated their trial. So in order to do that, I need to add a new data set on the chart. And I'll say trials activated. Save this. In order to get this data, I need to connect to my Stripe account. So this uses an API connection, as you can see here. And when it's a different connection, you see I don't get the SQL editor anymore. I get an API request editor this time. So in order to get my subscriptions, because the people that trial the product activate a subscription in Stripe. So I use Stripe's API, the same as it's in their documentation, to get only the subscriptions that are trialing at the moment. And if I want to get all the results, because the results come in pages, I can also tell Chartbrew to paginate these requests automatically. And I can put 0 over here to get unlimited numbers of results. So this way Chartbrew will paginate requests automatically and it gets all the data. So if I run this request, I'm gonna move my camera meanwhile. Yeah, here's the data. It's a preview of the data in JSON format, like previously done, and now I can build a chart. And I can see the extra data set over here, but everything is 0. That's because we need to do some changes to the X and Y axis. Chartbrew detected a date field over here, but it didn't get the right one. So I'm just gonna select when the subscription was created. And instead of the amount, I'm going to select the ID because I need a unique field. And because we, let me move this again, because we selected only in the last 30 days, we also need to tell Chartbrew which date field to use for global date settings. So I'm going to use the same one on the x-axis. And now I should see some data over here. And here we go, we have signups and trials activated. And then we can play around with different visualization types. So I can make this a bar chart because it will be easier to see the data. And I'm also gonna stack the bar charts. So stack data sets. And now we can see them over here stacked on top of each other. And even more customization can be done in terms of colors. So I can add some colors over here to this and make it transparent a bit. And then the other one, signups, I can do the same. And just get the colors. So you can use any colors you want here. You can play around to maybe match your brand as well. That's a good idea sometimes. And on top of colors, we can also change the view type. So this is a chart view. As you can see, it's only the chart. But let's say I want the KPI in the chart. So now I can see in the last day, I had 2 signups and 0 trials that were activated. And I can see this over here. And if I want to also show growth, I can do that by toggling this on. And I can see the growth is currently negative on both signups and trials. And when I'm happy with the chart, I can toggle the draft off. So now we can interact more with the chart on the dashboard. So if I go back on the dashboard, I can see my new chart over here. And again, I can change size to full width if I want to. And I can also add it to my report. Can toggle this on, and we can see that there is an icon over here telling us that the chart is on the report. So now if I go on the dashboard report, I can see all my charts over here. And again, if I want to remove something, I will just remove it from the chart settings. And here we can play around with colors again if we want to. So let's say I want a black background and this orange text. I can add maybe some custom CSS. So you're free to write any CSS you want over here. And you can see now the title is much bigger. So I can save this. And then if I want to share this with others, the same as I showed you before, I can make this public. And I can copy this link and send it to somebody to see the client report. And if I want password protection, I toggle this on. And that is pretty much it for this preview. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. This is more of a fast me talking and showing you some of the features that Chartbrew has in offer. Okay, see you in the next one.